Hi everyone, I'm Alicia Fiorletta, content strategist at Retail TouchPoints, and I have joining me right now Tim Lowe, who is the president of Lowe's Food Stores. Tim, thanks so much for taking the time.
Thanks, Alicia, for having us today.
So, as you know, we're living in the age of the connected, empowered consumer. They're not just shopping here and there, they're shopping all the time. So tell me, just to start out our conversation, how are you and Lowe's Food Stores kind of facing that challenge and tackling it head on from a business perspective?
Yeah, when you look at the consumer these days, it is this constant omni-channel connected, whether it's on their cell phones, their iPads, their laptops, or whether they're coming in your stores. It's this constant iteration and interaction. In the past, it was pretty easy. Retail was brick and mortar against brick and mortar. Today, the consumer is truly in charge. So when we look at our business model and kind of who we are, what we want to do is we want to focus on the consumer first. Let the consumer be the one who's at the center of making the decisions. And then from there, we've got to go through and be able to offer and be agile to be able to react and responsive in a way that matters most to them.
Absolutely. So how does that impact your business from a pricing and promotions perspective? Because you're seeing a lot of retailers just trying to match prices and then take a step back and wait for the magic to happen. But
Right.
What approach have you guys been taking?
Yeah, we literally just heard one of the sessions from Forrester that talked about how consumers, they expect the same price online as well as what they do in stores. But at the same token, they want that agility online to have price differentiation. So again, it makes it very, very difficult. One of the things that we've done in the past is kind of going back through working with Revionics and really looking at our pricing model is to go through and discover and find out how do we utilize price in such a way that manifests itself to the consumer, that magnifies our brand, and ultimately gives them the experience that they expect along with the price that they're willing to pay.
No, that's great. So let's take a step back and talk about your partnership with Revionics for a second. So you're talking about your business from two different perspectives, right? You're trying to keep pace with the consumer, but you're also still trying to maintain your brand, your image as a company. So what was your motivation for working with Revionics, and most importantly, what benefits have you seen since the implementation and the ongoing partnership?
Yeah, great question. One of the things for us that really drives us, though, is our brand. We started on a journey here a couple of years ago to redefine who Lowe's Foods was. And as we redefined that brand, we actually went and did ethnographic visits and went and spent time in people's homes and really kind of, really figured out what mattered most to them. From there, what we've done is we've gone back and started then implementing, as the new brand takes hold, a new pricing strategy that coincides with that brand. So the partnership, again, back with Revionics, is really about being able to go through optimized price, be able to maximize our margins, be able to maximize markdowns so that we can go through and reinvest these monies back to the consumer. What we're really wanting to do is make sure that the items that matter most to her or to him, that we can go through and be able to give that pricing model accordingly to them. Also, even as we look at even different geographics or zone areas, how do we go through and be able to allow the right pricing model to exist from area to area that makes sense back to that omni-channel consumer?
Oh, that's incredible. So you're taking the art and science of pricing to a whole new level.
Yeah, it will, and for us, we're all guided by the consumer first, right? And so we always talk about this whole thing about big data, and big data has all this information out there. How do you dissect it? How do you pull it out and put it together? So what we try to do is we try to take big data and then also the brand of who we are and who we're becoming with that guest interaction, that guest interface, and then say, based on that, how does our pricing come out of this? And how do we go back and how do we maximize a model that means, again, the most to our consumer?
Oh, that's wonderful, and I'm sure everyone here at Insight 2015 can garner a lot of insight and best practices from your experiences. But tell us, to close out the conversation, what do you enjoy most about Insight 2015? What about the experience, the content, everything?
Well, first, the location's great. You can't go wrong in Texas down here for sure. But the overall conference, I love the way it's set up. So we get to go through and hear some folks, like this morning we've already heard from Forrester as well as Delhaize. This afternoon we'll have the opportunity to be able to go to the breakout sessions and pick and choose what matters most to us, back to what's happening in our companies, to be able to go through and take those interfaces. And then you really can't ignore the fact of the networking opportunity that you also get here. Some great vendor communities here to be able to connect with, as well as some great other retailers out there that you can be able to go through and make connections with as well. So it's overall just a great event. We're looking forward to it.
Oh, this is wonderful, Tim. Well, thank you again so much for taking the time out, sharing some insights around your strategies, the success that you've seen. Really looking forward to seeing how Lowe's Food Stores continues to evolve as the customer demands continue to shift. So thank you again so much for taking the time out to speak with us
Great,
today.
Alicia. Thank you so much.
And thanks everyone out there for watching.